The episode starts with Scarlet, who says that Teneza has disappeared. The Palamian kingdom is after something, and nothing is clear right now. She is then shown holding a letter written by Saint Diana. Scarlet says, "Don't worry, no matter what happens, I will keep you safe." The scene shifts. Scarlet is sitting in front of her brother Leo and tells him, "Brother, I want to go on a hot spring tour." She shows him a map. Leo says, "I don't know why, but I feel like you're going there to punch someone." She denies it, saying, "No, not at all. How can you think that about me? You can trust your sister this much, can't you?" Leo replies, "Trust. You said trust. Wow, trust coming from you. Have you forgotten how many times you've lied to me before, especially with Prince Julius?" She says, "Brother, come on, forget the past. I'm not going to punch anyone this time." Then Nanika sees the map and says, "Wait, you're not going to punch the saint, are you?" As soon as Leo hears this, he says, "I knew it. This girl is definitely planning something big." Scarlet protests, "Brother, how can you even think that? Everyone loves the saint, and she is very important to our kingdom. How could I punch her? You should know that. I wouldn't even dream of it." Leo stares at her intently and says, "Okay, fine. I approve your spring tour, but don't cause any trouble." Scarlet agrees. "Okay, great. I'm leaving now." She thanks Nenica, and Leo says, "Take care," and leaves. As she approaches her carriage, she sees that Julius is already waiting for her. They look at each other for a long time. Julius says, "Oh, you took quite a long time to arrive. I guess you know why." Scarlet gives him a serious look. The scene shifts, and they are sitting inside the carriage. Julius is laughing, saying, "Did Leo really think you were going to punch the saint?" She says, "Something like that." He says, "Well, it's not his fault. You always do things like that." She retorts, "No. It's not my fault, it's yours, and there's no point in hiding anything. You know the reason why we are going to the Holy Land pilgrimage?" Julius replies, "Yes, we both know, but this must not be known by anyone else. We have to keep this a secret." Scarlet asks, "May I ask why?" Julius explains, "The longer we keep it hidden, the better it will be for us." Julius continues, "Apart from that, ever since we caught Goldwyn, all our neighboring countries have been acting weirdly, and the court hasn't stabilized yet after so many corrupt nobles were caught. Nothing is going well for us, so we have to keep everything hidden, even from Leo. That's all." He gets close to her and says, "I think you can understand." Scarlet looks out of the window. They arrive and say, "So, we finally reached." They see a wall surrounding the religious quarter. Scarlet says this is the headquarters for both Palmianism and Dianism. She complains about the difficulty of the names. After some more discussion, they reach the gate. As soon as they approach, the gatekeeper closes the gate and their carriage stops. Julius asks, "Why did you stop the carriage? Is something wrong?" The driver says, "Yes, there's a problem. They closed the gate in front of us." Julius asks, "But why?" The driver says, "I don't know." The driver asks the gatekeeper, "Can you tell us why you closed this holy gate?" The gatekeeper replies, "I apologize, but our Pope Shorgan has given a strict order that we should not let anyone pass through Italy." Julius asks, "Oh, is that so?" The gatekeeper says, "Yes, we cannot let you in until you have the Majesty's approval." Julius says, "I know why this man is doing this." He steps out of the carriage and says, "Look, the Majesty is currently attending an important conference. I don't think we should get orders from him right now. So, let us in." While they are talking, a man behind the gate says, "Enough babbling. Let me talk now." He says, "You people have babbled too much. Don't you understand? We cannot let you inside." He introduces himself as Augury, an inquisitor of Palmianism. While he's talking, Scarlet looks at his face and thinks, "Oh, his cheek looks delicious. It would be fun to punch it." Julius is talking to him. Augury says, "Look, I will stop anyone who tries to harm Palmianism, even if it's Prince Julius, and I will do all this on the command and blessing of the supreme goddess Palmia." This man keeps blabbering, and they keep watching him. Julius says, "Oh, so the Pope kept you here?" Augury replies, "Yes, we are very close to the Pope. He trusts us a lot. Or you could say that the goddess loves us a lot." Suddenly, as he's talking, he pulls out a strange hammer and says, "I will use my goddess Palmia's help to stop you people here, even if you try to force your way in, and I will punish you now." Scarlet talks to the prince, who says, "Look, do whatever you want now. I won't stop you." Scarlet prepares her hand, goes near the gate, and says, "Okay, I'll open the gate now." The people inside say, "Look, you cannot break this gate so easily. It is a holy gate. What do you think? You can just break it like that." As soon as Scarlet touches the gate, vibrations start. They say, "What? Is there an earthquake?" Suddenly, the gate blasts open completely. The people inside are shocked, wondering how this person got so much power and blew up the entire gate. Scarlet says, "Wait, let me explain what I did. I didn't pull the gate. I punched it." They say, "I knew that." What is she saying? Everyone is shocked by her words. As she enters, everyone is saying she's a monster. How can she be so strong? Augury says, "No, she is Scarlet." As soon as they hear Scarlet's name, everyone's aura disappears and they start running away. Abandoning their belongings, Augury Mercury comes from behind and says, I won't spare anyone who interrupts Mr. Goldwyn. He tries to attack Scarlet, but Scarlet takes a weapon from a soldier and says, wait, I'll give it back now. She reflects his attack back at him, which hits him hard, and he flies some distance. He gets up again. Scarlet notices, oh, he's not injured either, just like Goldwyn. Wait a minute, you also have that locket. She runs to him and says, take this. She hits him with a very strong punch, which sends him flying far away. She says, look, if we want, we can easily blow up a pig, referring to augury. A man arrives. Scarlet says, Sir Progress. He apologizes. I apologize. We are a little late. Lord Dunn ordered us, but we took too long to get here. Scarlet says, it's okay. At least you guys made it. They look at the state of the soldiers. They look very bad. Julia says, yes, your condition is not very good. Suddenly, one of their soldiers approaches and talks to them in a very rude way, which shocks everyone. They wonder how he can talk to Prince Julius like that. The head soldier says, stop, I'll teach you manners now. He pulls his ear and says, now talk to them properly. The soldier says, okay, I understand. He goes to Julius and says, it's a pleasure to meet you. I look forward to working with you. He then goes to Scarlet and asks, will you marry me? I mean, will you be my girlfriend? Everyone is shocked, wondering if this guy is crazy. Scarlet says, look, you're a good boy. He holds Scarlet's hand. Scarlet thinks, I swear, I'm going to punch this guy's face in now. Just then, the soldier lets go of her hand. Scarlet is surprised. Julius pulls her hand towards himself and says, stay away from Scarlet. The others also scold the soldier. He says, okay, I apologize. After some more talk, they start leaving. As he leaves, the soldier says, Scarlet, if you ever want to go on a date, remember me. I want to go on a date with you, Scarlet says. Julius. He asks, yes, what is it? She says, can you let go of my hand now? He says, oh yes, I apologize. I reacted like that. Well, let's forget it. I didn't know what to do at that moment. He quickly changes the subject. We should meet Saint Diana as soon as possible. And they leave. They arrive at their destination. Julius asks, is there a room where we can sit and talk comfortably? A room where no one else is around? They are told, yes, of course. The scene shifts and they are sitting. A young girl enters, runs to Scarlet and hugs her tightly, calling her big sister. She is very happy. It is revealed that this girl is Saint Diana. She is clinging to Scarlet. Julius picks her up by the collar from behind and says, wait a minute, didn't you see anyone else here? Don't you think you should greet me first? Diana says, forget it, you're an idiot. She doesn't show any respect to the prince. At Scarlet's request, the prince lets her go. Diana criticizes him. You are truly a black-hearted person. I've never seen a worse man than you. The scene shifts. Scarlet explains that the saint tradition began 300 years ago. The Palestinian kingdom was attacked by monsters from the Demon King, and people were terrified. Then, a girl with immense divine power arrived. She helped everyone, killed the monsters, and created a barrier around the kingdom to keep the village safe. Time passed, and when she died, the power of the holy gems began to diminish. The people were sad, thinking their lives would be ruined again. But then, another girl named Diana arrived with the same divine power, restoring the barrier and becoming their new protector. This divine power has been passed down for 300 years, and the current successor is Saint Diana. The scene shifts back to the present. Julius says, how unfortunate, our saint is nothing but this chatterbox of a child. Diana says, stop it, you talk too much. They argue fiercely. Julius changes the subject. Let's get straight to our purpose. Look, our parade is tomorrow. Its main goal is to show the people that our Saint Diana is well and alive. He tells Diana, look, Diana, I don't want you to cause any trouble. I know you've lost your power, but at least cooperate with us. Diana is deeply hurt by this. Scarlet says, Julius, didn't you say too much? Julius apologizes. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. Diana says, it's okay. I wasn't offended. What's wrong with what he said? But she is clearly hurt. She says goodbye to them and leaves, telling Scarlet, if you're staying tonight, come with me. We'll talk a lot. The scene shifts. Scarlet is talking to Diana, telling her many stories about everyone she has punched. Diana says, I swear, I want to be like you when I grow up. Scarlet says, no, you are very good just the way you are. Diana insists, no, I want to be exactly like you. You are amazing. Suddenly, there is a knock at the door. Saint Diana, it's time for you to sleep. Diana says, not yet. Scarlet, sleep with me tonight. Scarlet says, no, I can't. I have to leave now. As Scarlet is about to leave, Diana stops her and says, you know, all the girls who became saints before me were named Diana. I told this to my father, and he changed my name to Sonia. Hearing this, Scarlet says, okay, I'm leaving now. Diana looks a little sad that Scarlet is ignoring her. Then Scarlet says, good night, Saint Sonia. Diana is overjoyed as Scarlet called her by her private name. The scene shifts. Scarlet is walking alone and says, it's truly a bad thing. God does so much harm to some people. The scene shifts to the parade. The parade is running smoothly, but suddenly they hear explosions. The explosions are caused by Palmianism. Scarlet doesn't hesitate. She leaps directly to their headquarters, destroys the statue of Goddess Palmia, and says, I'm taking taking your weapon for a little while, because now I have to enjoy my festival. Not an ordinary festival, but a festival of blood. The episode ends here.